to all Gunners fans around the world. Hi to all football enthusiasts all around the world. You are most welcome to another edition of the Arsenal Alchemy. And today we are recording of the game between Everton and Arsenal, which happened yesterday. I couldn't record yesterday. You know, it's the holidays. There's so much to do, and so my time was really occupied. But I'm here today and just to analyze the game, how it went, in my opinion. Before I go any further, I'd like you to please do like and subscribe to this channel so we can give you better entertaining content. If you like this channel, that is. And just to remind you that the subscription is absolutely free. It doesn't mean you're going to pay anything. It just means we want to grow this channel with you. Now, with that being said, I would like to go straight into the game. So this was like I said in my last post, this was always going to be a very tricky game. We weren't sure what we're going to face in the Hill Dickinson Stadium, which is the new home to Everton. I heard it's a beautiful stadium, very nice. I think it's about 55,000 in capacity. It's a beautiful edifice they built there. Well done to Everton Football Club. Now the game started. It was slow. It was drab. Everton were being very cautious. They were being cautious because they all played a low block, inviting us to attack them. But we didn't take the bait. We were very slow, passing side to side, keeping possession, trying to keep control of the game. And in the 26th minute, we were gifted with a penalty. At first, when I saw the ball, it was a corner from Declan Rice. At first, when I saw the ball, I thought it was a bad miss from Ricardo Calafiori. But on replay, I saw the guy raise his two hands, and that was weird to say the least. He raised his two hands and handled the ball, and just more like what a goalkeeper will do. And there wasn't much pressure on him. There was nobody hassling him. There was nobody, pushing or putting him under pressure. So it was a very weird action. The what's his name? O'Brien Bird or something. It was a very weird action he took, and the VAR summoned the referee to the screen. The referee saw it. He didn't need to see it two times, and he just awarded a penalty. And so the interesting thing was, Odegaard was in front of the ball to take it. Then Victor Gyökeres whispered to his ears. I think he told him, "Look, can I take this?" And Odegaard agreed. Now, Victor Gyökeres scored the penalty. And people, I've seen some part of the comment section in other blogs saying, "Oh, they shouldn't be giving him freebies. They should let him discover his form on his own. He shouldn't be playing penalties." But I'd like to tell you that Victor Gyökeres' penalty record is impeccable. He has one of the best penalty records I have ever seen. Before yesterday's game, he was on 18 straight scored penalties. Yesterday was his 19th straight scored penalty. That is impeccable. So he duly converted, and that is somehow how the game ended. It was a 1-0. There were some things. Before then, Victor Gyökeres missed a chance, which to my opinion was a penalty for us. They floated the ball, I think it was Bukayo Saka. He floated the ball in. Um, Odegaard was going to head that ball in. And the the same guy that handled the ball, O'Brien, nudged him behind and he lost balance and he missed that header. To me, I have seen that given a lot. In fact, most times it's given. The commentator said, oh, it was nothing. No, I don't agree with that. Because that was a goal. If he didn't push him like that, it's not about being strong in front of the ball to head the ball. It's about making him lose balance. And they made him lose balance. He lost balance. And that wasn't right. That was a stone wall penalty to me. So the referee waved that aside. Then shortly after, we won the penalty and we scored. Now they should have had a penalty on their own, of their own. That's Everton. They should have had a penalty of their own when Barry, the Everton attacker, kicked the ball and Saliba kicked the ball, kicked his leg. Saliba didn't know he was going to kick the ball. Saliba thought he got the ball, but the guy was just faster. He got the ball first, and Saliba followed up by kicking his legs. That was another Stonewall penalty. I'm the first to tell you that we were very, very lucky. There is no question about that. That is a penalty. I don't know what the VAR said. I don't know how they assessed that incident. But Arsenal were super, super lucky because that was a super penalty. We've seen that given more times than not as well. So maybe the two decisions kind of, play themselves out, equal themselves out. Will I put it that way? For the Gyökeres and the Barry penalty, I think both were penalties. But then after that, in the game, I have to tell you, it wasn't much of a spectacle. It wasn't much of a spectacle. Everton didn't offer anything. We didn't offer much. We had the better chances. We remember Leonardo Trossard hit the bar. How Leonardo Trossard hit the bar there is what I don't understand. It was a ball from Declan Rice. He had one of his bust-up runs and squared the ball. Perfect ball to Trossard. The keeper was already on the floor. It was just for Trossard to just pick an angle, don't shoot too much, put a little bend on it. Trossard hit the bar, of all people. If there was anybody you wanted to be at the end of that action, it was Trossard. It was Trossard. And I don't know how he missed. Is it nerves? What is going on? Our attack was non-existent yesterday again. Zubimendi hit the bar as well. And that is really the story of our attack. We didn't put in much. At the end of the day, it was still a comfortable 1-0 win because Everton offered nothing. They were just playing long throws, playing long balls into the net. But long balls are our specialty, both defending and attacking it. And it was no wonder that, I don't think Everton had a shot at goal in that game. All the long balls, David Raya was just coming, picking up the long balls. They didn't have anything on us. I'm really, really serious. They didn't have anything whatsoever. So it was one of those games, one goal is enough. We didn't want to exert ourselves too much. We didn't want to run too much. Even when runners like Martinelli came in, they didn't exert themselves too much. Probably thinking of the Tuesday game against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup and the very tough holiday fixtures. So it was a very, while it was a very mature performance, professional, get the job done, make sure, you still have to worry why we are not scoring. You still have to worry why we are not scoring. You know, um, why our attack is not potent. At a point, I thought they were going to introduce Noni Madueke to inject some life into the attack. Mikel Arteta just looked away. Noni Madueke hasn't played in the last two games. After he scored a brace in the Champions League, Noni Madueke hasn't played at all. I was expecting at a point for Eze to come in to replace the very underperforming Martin Odegaard. He didn't come in. He didn't come in all through. It was Gabriel Jesus and Mikel Merino that came in. I understand the coach was looking at the physical side of it because Eze defensively he's very inept. He's not a good defender. He's not a good presser. This has never been his game. You can tell from when he played in Crystal Palace, those were never his game. He was never a tough defender, a tough tackler. He was never those things. And Mikel Arteta didn't want to risk it because our lead was very, very fragile. A 1-0 lead is a very fragile lead. So he didn't want to take chances. Martin Odegaard was there. Some of the things he did were very commendable, like the pressings, keeping the ball ticking, passing sideways, letting us have more possession and thereby equaling more control. That is what Martin Odegaard does. Eze is a very different kind of player, but even if Eze didn't come in, why didn't Madueke come in? At least to replace Saka. Save Saka the energy. And you could see how Saka was being marked, he was being kicked. The referees don't protect this guy enough. They don't protect him enough. And it's an eyesore. It's very, very sad to see things like this. Um, you know, Players kicking, hackling a player without the referee protection. In the future, moving forward, I hope they do more. Yes, it was a 1-0 win. It was a game that we could have taken any form of win. It was a game that, because of the circumstances before the game, because Manchester City had already won, they trashed West Ham 3-0. Nobody had any doubt about that game. West Ham is just a toothless side, and that game has put them in the relegation zone. I saw their lineup, and it was a terrible lineup. He didn't start Callum Wilson. He didn't start the former Arsenal guy. Oh God, his name just skipped my head. He didn't start him. He didn't start Sosek. These are the guys that are physical, that can get you a result. So I was very disappointed with Nuno Espirito's lineup for West Ham. That was really wrong. And in the first half it was 2-0. In fact, Manchester City could have scored about 6 in this game. They were missing chances upon chances upon chances. So they won that game and we had to win. This wasn't a game to play flair game. It was still good for our attack to show what they're made of. But kudos to Everton. They played very well. Their game is usually very defensive. They played very good defense, and they clipped us for most of the time. We're not going to forget the Tarkowski's block on Victor Gyökeres chance, which I thought Victor Gyökeres should be putting in. He should be finishing chances like that, and that was a very, very good chance for him. And guess what? It was passed to him by none other but Saliba. This is something Odegaard doesn't do, doesn't give this guy the ball, doesn't look for him. You have to look for him. And I saw yesterday that he makes runs. We saw there was a point where Bukayo Saka and Timber had a very good 1-2 combo. Bukayo Saka gave the ball to Timber. Victor Gyökeres had opened up. If the ball had been played across, he would have just tapped in. Instead of Timber to play that option, he gave it to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka struck the ball, but it was well saved by the keeper. But the surer option was to play that ball across to Victor Gyökeres for a tap-in. And that's the kind of ball defenders play into their own net. So these are the things I noticed yesterday. And I noticed that the team is not quite comfortable playing around Victor Gyökeres. I mean, when I say comfortable, I mean playing to his strength. He makes runs. The only place I fault Victor Gyökeres is taking those chances. If you have one chance, you have to take it. In a place like that, in Everton, if you have one chance, you have to take that chance. He hardly scores if it's not from a corner, if it's not from, it's sad to watch him like that. And I also noticed that it seems the players don't trust him so much. Judging on what Timber did, by not playing that ball across, it was criminal. That was the natural thing to do. Instead of cutting it back to Bukayo Saka, you must play that ball across. Let him miss an open chance. That's fine, but you must play that ball across. So I fault the team for that. But we're top of the league. It's December. There's been a lot of things going on that we're top of the league again in December. Last season, we were not top of the league in December. 2 seasons ago, we were not top of the league in December. We were top of the league in December 3 seasons ago. So people have to stop this narrative of Arsenal at top of the league in December. No, we are not. We have not been top of the league in December in the last 2 seasons. Maybe this season we're top of the league. Maybe we can go on. We can go ahead and win this league. But like I said earlier in my previous post, the league is not going to be handed to us. The league has to be taken. We have to play like a rabid dog. We have to be crazy. We have to be mad. We have to look hungry to take this league. It's not going to be handed to us. The odds are stacked against us. That is why we have to do something special. It's up to the coach. It's up to the players. It's up to everybody in this club to make that happen. Our next game will be against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. Crystal Palace looked jaded and tired from yesterday's game. They were battered by Leeds United yesterday. Let's hope they bring that same energy to us. We win that game and qualify for the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. If we can win that trophy first, because it's the first trophy to be won, if we can win that, then I promise you guys, it's gonna be a wonderful, wonderful season, because then we can go on and win the league and see how far we go in the Champions League. We're top of the league in Christmas. Let's stay there till May. And that will be all for now. Until next time, it's goodbye.